because then I tried to stop, you know, or I thought I could just do a little bit, you know, and I found that I never could. And then I started trying to control my drug taking. I mean, one thing I learned, I couldn't drink. I thought I could just drink, but whenever I drank, I'd want to get high too, and the two things were linked. I think I must have been, well, it's going on 18 years ago now, so I was just really unhappy. Thanks. One day at a time. I was really unhappy, and I felt that I'd made a mess of things, you know, that I'd had this extraordinary opportunity, and I'd just blown it. And I was doing a lot of therapy. And I mean, I was traveling to London. I was living in LA now. I was traveling to London to work with the guys. I was so fragile. I said to the therapist I was seeing in London, I said, you've got to find me somebody. You've got to find me somebody that I can see when I get off the plane. I can't go to work, you know. Those days, it used to take me 5 days to get over the jet lag before I could show up at the studio. Wow. And I got off the plane. I went to see this person that she'd recommended, who said, no, stop, I can't help you. but I think I know somebody that can, and sent me across town to St. John's Wood, actually. And I went to see a lady there the same night, and I talked to her for about 15 minutes. And she said, okay, she said, you need to get sober, because if you got sober, you could really be somebody. And that really, I mean, I wanted to say, don't you know who I am? But you know, I knew what she meant, because I really, you know, and she said, if you get sober, then I can treat you, and maybe we can find out what's making you so unhappy. And then she's what's known as an Eskimo. She was my Eskimo, the person that led me to sobriety. And I left her office with some numbers for rehab facilities in, all of them in the States. She said to me, all the best rehabs are in the States. You've got the money, you can take the time off work, do it. And I went home, called a couple of places. One of them sent me a videotape. I watched the videotape, and they were standing around holding hands, praying. I thought, you've got to be, no way is that going to work for me, you know. And then I had a bottom, you know. Then I went out a few days later, and it was one of those days, one of those nights where you say you'll be back at 10, and it's 10 a.m. And I was like, okay, I surrendered to it.
If you had to live that part of your life again, what would you do differently?
I wouldn't do any of it differently, honestly. I really wouldn't. I mean, there you go. Yeah, I mean, I really believe that, you know. I think the key is to feeling good about who you are right now. Mm-hmm. If you can feel good about who you are right now, then why not feel good about it? You know, I don't believe in mistakes anymore. It's just experiences.
Good for you, good for you. So